Well, I know it's the next morning, and I couldn't sleep because I was just thinking about the goodness of God. And when God squeezes your heart, and I just wanted to share that. And when you can't sleep, that's God talking to you. That's Him sending messages through His Holy Spirit to speak to you in your heart, to your mind, to your soul, because you know why? He knows what you're going through. You know, so very often I'll wake up in the middle of the night, or it's hard to go to sleep, or things just happen. But that's God squeezing my heart. And God squeezes your heart. And I say, what do you mean by that? When He allows you to see the goodness in your life, when He allows you to see your child have children and you become a grandmother. I'm speaking of myself. Or you're aging. But as you're aging, God is allowing you to see your blessings. And that's something to be excited about. God said it's not about everybody else. It's about me. It's about those people I put in your life. That's why He reminds us to keep negativity out of our lives, because it will cause you to basically, negativity will cause you not to think clear. It will cause you to think about all the bad stuff and not the blessings over your life. I always think about the nights I've had to stay up because I wasn't feeling good and just different things. And then I think about the goodness of God, of how He took those opportunities for me to connect with Him, that He could talk to me through His word. In life, I don't care who you are, whether you rich or you poor or you in between, wherever you are. And I'm 59 years old. And I will tell you, something in life gonna get next to you. That's a given. That's a fact. That's a promise. I don't care how long you live. Sooner or later, something in life is going to get next to you. And that is the point that you can testify, be a testimony when you have come through that God has He squoze your heart. And how did He do that? He works through human agency. He used people to continue to talk with you, to listen to you, to get an understanding of you, because He works through human agency. You can't do things for claps, because let me tell you, doing things for claps, God can't get the glory. He can't, because how we made it. How we made it. Because there was point in your life and points in my life that we didn't think. That thing we was going to go through, we thought that thing was going to take us out. But it didn't. That's why God can wake you up in the middle of the night. That's why He can even let you rest through the middle of the night and still watching you as He dispatches angels all night long to watch over you, to watch over your loved ones. And you can rise up in the morning and know it's just because He lives that I can face tomorrow. Dealing with life alone, let me tell you something. You may not know how it feels to have your heart squeezing. I say this all the time because I sent a message today to my grandson that came over to see me while he's down here. But he's going back to campus on tomorrow. And I work for a college, but he attends a college away from here. So listen, and I sent him a message and said, "You squeezed my heart today." And he responded and said, "Every time I see you, Grandma, you squeeze my heart. When you talk to me, when you tell me the right things, when you give me guidance in life, you squeeze my heart." And you know, to have a grandchild tell you that, or your child to tell you that, that is a good feeling. That's why you can't allow negativity to reign over your life. Negative people, negative situations, never anything good to say, never any good advice, sound advice. My late husband used to say, "Sweetie," he would always tell me, "Step easy and move light. Step easy and move light." And I thought about that. And we were the kind of people who we both loved and cherished communication, because he pastored for over 32 years and he loved God. And I'll never forget what he would say. "I don't care if nobody else supports you. I'm going to support you in whatever you decide to do, because I'm going to love you for the rest of my life." And he did that. And he taught me so many things. And I thank God for that. And what I realized, that at that time, God was allowing him to squeeze my heart by teaching me things, by sitting and talking and sharing information. And even when there were disagreements, guess what? We knew how to talk through them and respect one another, and knowing that we were on the same team. We were on the same team. And then, as I mentioned on a live I did on yesterday, about how I was getting ready, prepared to go back to school and work on my doctorate. But he took sick. His cancer came back. And guess what? At that time, guess what? God was squeezing his heart. He was using me to squeeze his heart, because I said, "Oh no, I'm not." And he said, "I want you to have it. I need to know that you're going to be all right when I'm no longer on this side. I need to know that you're going to be all right." And I said, "Right now, my priority is you. Those books will be there. Those schools aren't going anywhere. You are my priority." And God reminded me, as I was sitting today and just listening and reading the Word of God, that he was using me to squeeze my late husband's heart, to let him know, you are the most important thing in my life at this very moment. Education is education, but my love for you, us for one another, is the most important. Because if it was me, and I had no doubt, if it was me, I know you would do the same thing. So God chooses all of us at points in life to squeeze another person's heart. And how we do that is we stand with them, whether they up or down, wherever they are. Sometimes you got to put some things on the back burner to be there for somebody else that needs you. We walk away too easy. Too easy. And guess what? A lot of times we lose our blessings because we didn't finish out what God started in us. God can use you. He can use me. He uses all of us to squeeze somebody else's heart. You have frozen people's heart and you didn't even know it. The hugs you gave them, the listening ear, the sitting, getting ready to do something and say, you know what, that can wait. That can wait. That can wait. Because sometimes you have to put you on the back burner. And it's okay. It's okay. Because what that person needs at that time, guess what? God had put that in you. He put it in you. And so when he places something in your heart, move with it. Don't listen to the naysayers. I learned something, and I shared this with my sister on today. See, whenever God begins to bless you, listen to me closely. Whenever God begins to bless you, the devil, I don't care what time of the day it is, he's going to always try to run interference on your blessings because he thinks he's attacking you when he doesn't. That devil doesn't understand. God has shielded you against your enemies. Against your enemies. So you don't have to worry about the attacks of the devil. God has already fixed that. He's already fixed that. When people trying to tear you down, God have somebody to come and squeeze your heart by saying a kind word. Just doing something out of kindness. And people will not fully understand you, believe me, because a lot of people are not trying to understand you. But when you understand who you are, whose you are, you will understand that that devil has no place. He has no power. God took care of evil long time ago. But it doesn't just go away. It rears. It rears its head every now and then. So you got to look above the ignorance of people. Let people, I was talking to a friend of mine today. She said, you know something, Electra? I always say something, I've shared it with many people. And I'll never forget you told it to me. Don't own somebody else's behavior. Their behavior don't have nothing to do with you. You are responsible for one person, and that is yourself. That is you. You must, and I must allow ourselves to be used by God in the way that he wants to use us. His blessings for us, don't let nobody stop that for you. Don't let nobody run interference on your blessings. Don't let nobody tell you that that gift, whatever it is that God has given you, do not allow people to go out there and try to destroy that or take that from you. Because your life don't belong to them. Your life belongs to God. And God, everything that you need, and I say this, and I've said it to a lot of couples. When a man marries a woman and vice versa, when you join together, don't you know that everything that you need, God already put it in that person? Man and woman in a relationship. Everything that you need, God already put it in that person. He put heart squeezers in that person. He did. Your children, your grandchildren, he put heart squeezers in you and in them. Whoever you are, people who are truly your friends, sincerely your friends, really care about you, God has put heart squeezers inside of them. And again, what are those heart squeezes? Those kind words, those moments of understanding, those times when it's time to turn off every television in the house, the radio, everything, and just listen to one another. Just listen to one another. Texting somebody and saying, I don't want anything. I just want to tell you I love you. Those are heart squeezers. I just wanted to share that. I was up. So I guess I'm going to go in here, turn the TV on, and just watch something funny. God just have a funny way of working with us. He really does. And I'm so glad about it. I'm so excited about it that he uses me like he wants to. And I know it's not just me. He uses a lot of us how he wants to. All I'm saying is God squeezes your heart. Guess what? Guess what? He's squeezing other people's hearts too. He's using you when you do these good things and kind things towards someone else. He's using you to squeeze somebody's heart. To listen to somebody. I'm talking about, not in passing, I'm talking about effective listening. That's squeezing somebody's heart. Because you have given all the attention to that individual. To show them, I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about you. Look in your heart and get an understanding of who you are. You're a powerful person. You're a kind-hearted person. You are more than people know. Sometimes we just have to spend some time around people to get to know them better. Everybody that don't belong in your life, God have already given them their eviction notice. God, sometimes we think people are walking out of our lives. No, God gave them an eviction notice. And when he does that, he brings people in to squeeze your heart. He's not going to let people stay in your life that tries to destroy you. And sometimes people do things and don't even realize what they're doing. And that is why we got to pray for our enemies. In your prayer, pray for your enemies. Pray for those things that you want God to deliver you from, to deliver you out of, to give you a better understanding. I remember one time when my late husband he had a sermon about paint every button black. That way your enemy doesn't know which button to push. We all got to do that. Because you got to trust God to know that he's going to take care of you. He will take care of you. Whatever is going on in your life, I'm saying to you tonight, God has fixed that thing. You just got to go to him. Acknowledge him. See, you can go to mama and daddy and grandma and grandpa and aunties and uncles and cousins and all these people in our lives that we go to sometimes and friends. You can go to all of them. But the answer to it all is when you go to God and say, God, listen, if you don't bring me through, I'm done. If you don't bring me through, I'm done. You told me that even when my mother and my father forsake me, that you would pick me up. You told me that you would hide me in the very presence of my enemies. And Lord, I want to trust you in that. I have faith. You have faith. But you got to exercise that thing and not just sit and just talk. You really got to exercise and know God going to fix this thing. Whether it's your health, whether it's your finances, whatever it is. It's just so much. It's so much going on in the world today that all of us need to be taking out some time to allow others to squeeze our hearts and to squeeze somebody else's heart. Do that for yourself. Do that for yourself. Stop listening to all this chatter, all this negative, all this ugliness. And I say it all the time. And I've had people, just this short time I've been on here, to come on and say ugly stuff. But see, God covers me. And he knows. I might not know who you are, but God knows who you are. And let me tell you something. My arm's too short to box with God. And yours are too. So your ugly comments, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Because I'm cool with rejection. Yeah. At 59 years of age, believe me, I've experienced some rejection. You know, I know one thing. That my God sits high and he looks low. He told me over in Jeremiah, I have plans for you. I have plans to prosper you. And I believe that. God said it. I have plans for you. He didn't just say it to me. He's saying it to you. I have plans to prosper you. And you know what? That means your enemies can't even touch you. Not when God's plans is to prosper you. You know, I get excited when I share things that God lays on my heart. Because I belong to him. I belong to him. You belong to him. Whatever talent, I'm saying this because it's on my heart to say. Whatever talent you have, whatever purpose, whatever goals, whatever dreams you have, Just do it. Ask God for comfort. Ask God for understanding. Ask God to open up the channels of your mind. Ask God to place the people around you that need to be around you. He'll do it. He's already done it, but you just got to ignite it. Because some people, you're going to have to make your project. People come on TikTok, and I say this all the time. I'll never get tired of saying it. And they come on, and they have their platforms, and they're just trying to share information and do some positive things and hopefully help somebody else. And everybody's doing a little bit of different stuff. But that's their platform, and they own it. And then you have the people that come and try to tear you down and beat you up and just saying ugly stuff. As if God don't see what they're doing. Come on. Come on. How is saying ugly things helping you? You're saying stuff to people that you don't even know. How? I just can't figure that one out. How? How are you going on people's pages to deliberately say ugly stuff? Because I go right back and say this. If God is busy squeezing our hearts, and you are busy, those of us who are out here on platforms doing whatever we're doing, minding our business, God's business, God's gifts over our life. Who are you to try to destroy that? And think, I got away with something. You didn't. Because God will never allow you to destroy his people's life that he has called out. We are his prime creation. Humans, we are his prime creation. How you think he gonna let you destroy his prime creation? God's not gonna let you do that. He's not. He's gonna stop you in your track. Any time that people have tried to do things, I'm just using myself example because I'm me, but I know it's happened to you too. Anytime people have tried to do stuff deliberately, I'm talking about mean, ugly stuff, God has taken care of those individuals in his own way. He's reminded me, I got you. I got you. I, the head of your life, in control of your life, I got you. You need not worry about your enemies, because I'm moving them out the way. Because he'll confuse the mind of your enemies. Talk to God. Whatever you do, talk to him. I have had students to say, well, they'll just say, Mr. Lecturer, they just ask you questions. And what degree do you have? And I just tell them, oh, but at Mr. Lecturer, that's a lot of degrees. I'm like, no, the thing that degrees say is that you are teachable. It says that you're teachable. That's what my degrees say, and that's what your degrees will say. Whatever your degrees are in, it still says you're teachable. So, I have an office at home that my late husband, he fixed this office up. And he put all of my degrees on the wall, and he was so excited about it. And I don't take them to my office, because it's not about my degrees. It's about the opportunity that God gave me to sit in the position that I sit in as a educator, and being thankful for it, to meet people, to work with wonderful people. That is a blessing. That is a blessing. So God, he's been squeezing my heart for a long time. But you have to stop and say, Lord, what are you doing? And then he'll show you. What are you doing in my life that I'm not seeing? And he'll say, I'm blessing you. I'm bringing you through some things. I'm showing you that I love you. I'm reminding you that I am in control of your life. It doesn't matter how someone else feels about you. The most important thing is that you know how I feel about you, and I love you. I love you. I really do. Can't you just hear God saying that to you? I love you. I really do. You're trying to get close to everybody else. Get close to God. Get close to God, and he will bless your life in a way that you could never imagine. And everybody in your life that comes into your life, remember this: they have an agenda. Some good, some bad. But everybody that comes into your life has an agenda. But don't look at the negative, because you can take a negative situation and turn it into a positive. And at those moments, guess what? When you take that negative thing and turn it into a positive, that's God using you to squeeze somebody else's heart. I'm going to get off of here. I spoke that out. It was in me. Someone asked me the question, how long have I been doing lives and doing words of inspiration and encouragement? I'm going to say almost 5 years, going on 5 years. So I'm talking about media outlet. I've been a public speaker for years. Just about speaking everywhere. Done a lot of things in my life. I was a legal advocate for 10 years. 7 of those years I focused on domestic violence. The last 3, sexual assault. Worked in sexual assault, worked with the task force. I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and I'm just sharing this really because I get asked that question a lot. So while I'm on live, I might as well tell y'all. I've been in education for higher education for 21 years. Years ago, when I first graduated from college and got my first degree, which was my associate degree, I did substitute teaching. So I did a little bit of that. Wrote curriculums for various programs during my time as a legal advocate. I also worked as a liaison within the between the court system and the Texas Workforce Commission. So I did that. Did that for 3 years. I did a lot of stuff that's why I'm just, since I get asked that question and I'm on live, I might as well share it. Did advocacy, did that for 10 years. And along with that, and I think I told you all, public speaking, in the various venues, had some of my own stuff that I was doing, helping another friend of mine and her husband, who he has since passed, when they had a halfway house. And so I put together I worked alongside of someone else, putting together their mentoring program for those who were coming out, ex-offenders who were coming out of the system. And so lots of stuff. I had the honor of working with a great friend who was a friend of my husband, and he's also of my late husband, and he's a friend of God. I had the opportunity to work on his campaign and work on the media portion of it. And you'll see that on some of my material that I have on TikTok. And so that was for Pastor William King III. Truly enjoyed it, working on that campaign. Just a lot of wonderful stuff that I've done. I'm grateful for it, outside of, being a spouse, being a mother, being a grandmother, just opportunities in life, that God blessed me with to be able to do. Just a lot of work, and I'm thankful. I met a lot of people along the way, and just working on different projects. And now, I'm getting closer to retirement. I got a couple more years and I'll be retired. But one of the great things I really, really like, too, is inspiring people. I used to go out a lot, doing lobbying. When I was involved in family violence, trying to get bad legislature from being passed against women and children. I mean, I did a lot. So, like I said, I am coming to more and more towards retirement. But I'm thankful to God that He blessed me with those opportunities. And it looks like I'm going out in higher education. So I was asked the question, will I go back and work on my doctorate? At this point, no. I'm tired. I'm tired. I have written a book. I just have not gotten it published yet. Someone I was working with ended up passing away. She didn't live here. She lived in Florida, but she was working with me on doing the book in audio, but she passed away. So that didn't get done. But anyways, I'm still excited, and that may be the thing that I do once I retire or get close to retirement. So those are some things about me, and I love education. I love education, higher education, and we educate ourselves daily because we read and we, exercise our brain on learning new things. So God continues to squeeze my heart, and like right now, reminding me of all the things that He has blessed me to do in life, and to still be here on this side, to touch lives of others. And so, no, this is not my first time working with people and doing things with people. I've been doing stuff a long time. I was doing podcasts. I started doing a podcast, Electra James Inspirational Talks. It's on YouTube, but I'm just transferring stuff now. Some stuff after the midterm election. Something went on with my system, and so I really just need to sit down, have somebody really come in and take a look at it and do whatever. And then medical stuff that I had to pay attention to. So this is the way that I transfer stuff to my YouTube channel, to my Facebook page, and then over here on TikTok, also Instagram. So I guess I better get off. Boring you all probably right about now. Now I'm excited. I really wanted to share that because people have been kind of asking that question. And so I just take this opportunity tonight while I'm talking to share that with you. Because I worked in the court system as a liaison, as a legal advocate, the thing that I'm always reminded of, and I have a lot of judicial training because that was part of my job, along with being on the task force and stuff like that with law enforcement. I had to work close with the various entities because I had to know what I was talking about when I stood up on my feet, or I go do T-close trainings or with law enforcement officers and stuff like that. So, that's just about the gist of it. Someone else asked, what are my degrees in? My first degree was in health information management. My second two degrees are my bachelor's undergraduate is in behavioral sciences, and my master's is in behavioral sciences. And so what was I going to work on with my doctorate? I had told my late husband I wanted to go into something with leadership. And so I was looking at some stuff along those lines. But, again, when he got sick, I put that to the background. God has really, truly blessed me. So, if I did that now, I'd really be just doing it for fun and doing just having something to do once I retired. That's pretty much me. That does it. But I thank God for each and every one of you who tuned in tonight. Those that will see this some other time. And I just really pray that your life be inspired and encouraged by the things that God lays on my heart to share with you. And I still get people today that I've spoken in venues over the years that will say, you helped me. Why I say that? Because you don't know whose life you're touching. So when the enemy comes up against you and try to make you feel like what you are doing is not important, don't believe it. God is allowing you to do whatever you're doing to touch a lot of lives. And you're going to touch many lives of some people you will never meet in person. All right? Hope I exposed your heart tonight. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.